really the decision was made based on the lack of procedures. There's this guideline called APA, Administrative Procedure Act, and it applies to all administrative agencies that belong to the federal government. So what the Supreme Court is saying is this decision was arbitrary and capricious. They did not follow the right procedures, and the procedures are set so the process can be fair. So pretty much it was a way of saying we were not fair here. And yes, I'm happy with that decision, of course.
Do you think that some folks, they get into these, polarizing arguments back and forth and things like that? I mean, a lot of times it seems like people are kind of harsh when they're evaluating, someone who's an immigrant or something like that. What do you think?
Well, it's kind of hard to be able to understand someone and where that person comes from and try to see their talents and skills when you can't even understand their language. And English and Spanish are just very different languages. So we have a huge challenge as Spanish speakers in the US. I would say, first of all, we have to learn the language, but it's just not easy. I mean, you come here to work and support your family. So it's quite a challenge. It's doable, but it's tough.
Well, the thing is that, when people do come and they have issues here, again, having someone like yourself, you talked about core values when we've talked in the past, kind of setting up a situation where you can really relate to the person you're representing.
Yes. So let's say talking about immigration cases, more than relating, it's being able to help all those. I've seen a lot of cases where there's a criminal case, and that case also has immigration consequences. And maybe that criminal defense attorney is not very familiar with immigration law, or maybe that the immigration law attorney is not very familiar with criminal law. So I want to be able to give my client the whole picture. This is how this decision, this resolution in your case is going to affect you, your immigration status, and be able to understand them and communicate more effectively, just because we come from the same culture.
Yeah, right. We are envisioning doing, some criminal defense to help, Spanish-speaking population and those who might be affected by the outcome of the case, as well as, the immigration cases that would come your way as well, correct?
And that is correct.
All right, great. I see Chops in there. You were talking about Spanish music before. I know a song that I was just singing. Remember that Julio Iglesias, "To All the Girls I've Loved Before."
Oh, yeah.
Travel in and out my door.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. I don't know.
You know
the song again? They didn't even recognize it. It was so bad. Julio Iglesias. I don't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Spanish singer. Yeah.
That's right.
To all the girls I've loved before. Yes. So that was really nice. So there's a lot of terrific Latin music. And, Chops has been able to do that, Spanish music and so forth. So what do you notice about the music, say, from your native country, Colombia, compared to, say, the United States? Is there like a difference? I mean, in the United States, you get all kinds of styles.
Well, our music has a lot of African roots.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Colombia is probably a third country with the highest percentage of blacks. So we have that, the drums and
right.
the dancing, and so we dance before we walk, kind of thing.
All right, sounds good. You still have family there in Colombia, and you get back there to visit and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. And things Colombia is doing so much better right now in so many ways. So actually, I've been going back often, and I try to go back as often as I can. It's a lot of fun, and I'm proud of my family. I'm proud of my country. My family members are leaders in their community. It's nice to see that.
Now, talk to me about your future plans. I know not only in court, but you're also a member of some organizations here in the area.
That is right. And the Massachusetts Association of Hispanic Attorneys. So we're working on some short videos, maybe 2-minute video clips, providing general information to the Hispanic population, just because our criminal justice system, in general, our justice system is so different that a lot of us as immigrants don't understand the most basic concepts. So we're trying to help with that, and that's what's coming up next. I'll keep you posted.
Sounds good. Sounds good. A lot of times people will talk about, the cases where people come to the border and ask for asylum, and you got to kind of vet them and so on. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Yes, the process is becoming more and more difficult. If somebody comes here asking for asylum, that's because their life is in danger. And they need help right away. So the fact that it's becoming so much more difficult kind of makes the whole process moot.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Usually that's the case, that people are, having issues. But how do you determine, who are the people that are having legitimate issues, and, somebody that, maybe be a dangerous person trying to sneak in or something like that? Like, how do you balance that out? Because a lot of people do raise concerns there too.
And that's a legitimate concern. But if you look at what people have to do to get here, risking their lives, it's kind of like counterintuitive to think that they're here to be dangerous and to attack anybody. They're trying to save their lives, really. And there are ways to find out whether or not this person has been persecuted.
Well, the next time I go into court, I'm going to walk in, and I don't know when that's going to be.
September, maybe?
I don't know. I think we're going to be doing this virtual stuff for a while. But, I would go to court and I would see Bea there all the time and do an excellent job doing the Spanish interpreting services in the various courts. Well, the next time I go in there and I'm going to say, hey, wait a minute, she's here as an attorney now. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
How did you do that? People are mentioning as they're typing in that, you should be congratulated for your hard work, and, perseverance paid off. And, it's really nice to see you working so hard. And people are mentioning that, it's great to see someone in the Spanish community out there to, assist someone who, maybe has an issue and they don't know who to turn to. And if you're an interpreter, I've represented Spanish-speaking folks, and, you go through an interpreter and you try your best to really, reach out there and get a feel for what they're going through. But it's not the same as having experienced it yourself and speaking the language also.
Definitely. And by the way, during the 10 years that I was a Spanish code interpreter, I got really good tips and I learned really good skills from those attorneys around me, including you.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're not just saying that, right? That's really the truth.
Not just to be nice. I'm just being honest.
Well, it's funny that you say something like that, because, you've translated how many hearings? Like, it's probably hundreds, right?
I would say about maybe from 5,000 to 10,000 hearings in 10 years.
So in those 5,000 to 10,000 hearings that you interpreted for, you had to be thinking to yourself, oh, okay, I'm listening to the attorneys. I'm listening to what I think is a good argument, what good preparation is, what shaky preparation is too, and stuff like that, right? So you were able to see it all and learn from that, right?
I've seen great examples, and let's not talk about the rest. Most of the examples are great.
Hey, Chuck, I think what she was trying to say before was she was thinking about going to law school, and then like she saw me there as an attorney, like, hey, this guy can do it. I can do it too. Look at this guy right here. This guy's a stiff. I mean, I can do it. No, that's kidding.
Attorney Santos, I want to be like him.
Oh, well, that's great. You want to be like me? I want to be like Chops. I want to be like me, man. I want to be able to sing like a really good, like Barry White. Nice love song, And,
oh man, great.
Hey, Ben, I'm not going to ask you to do it anyway. But do you do any singing? Were you ever somebody that liked to sing or anything like that?
No, the interview is going well so far.
So we don't want to mess it up, right? That never stopped me before. I can tell you that.